Hi everyone, you're on Moby channel and I'm happy to have you back on my channel. Today unexpectedly for me the Dom Studio team has released the full version of episode 37, but in this video I'm not just going to break down an extra scene, but I'm going to replay for you all the events that happened in episodes 37 and 36 so you can better understand what's going on. The video is pretty long, so you can just put it on in the background and go about your business, but before you start, give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to pass all your exams without any problems, and also join my Discord server, because that's where the newest leaks from your favorite Skibidi toilet universes appear. But anyway, here we go. So episode 36 begins with a demonstration of the main Skibidi toilet base, which just so happens to house the same elite squad of Skibidi hybrids we've seen in previous episodes. And judging by the high walls of this base, it is very seriously guarded. Then the camera moves a little farther away and we see how under the ground someone is, and I think you all realized that it is Titan Drillman. After Alpha destroyed all the drill men, she left one drill woman alive, and since then Titan Drillman is under the influence of Skibidi Toilet, because if he does not obey them, they will kill drill woman. And that's why he also guards the main base of Skibidi Toilet. Next we see the Titan TV man land on the wall of the toilet base. Let me remind you that in one of the previous episodes, TV man decided to finally finish off the scientist and so went after him. And it seems that the scientist's tracks led Titan TV man just to the main base of the opponents. It didn't take long for the scientist to arrive. This time he decided not to hide and wait until they come for him, he himself came out to fight. And judging by his appearance he got a slight improvement, because earlier his mechanical legs looked much thinner. And as we will learn further on, the elite Skibidi hybrids, who were urgently pulled out of a long sleep by order of the commander of Male 07, are also watching everything that is happening. If you suddenly missed the analysis of this episode, after watching this video, I advise you to watch it. Next, the Titan TV man utters the phrase, "Your time has come." Also at this time he charges the energy of his reactor and shows the scientist the most angry smiley face on his screen. But the scientist is not frightened, but on the contrary he is preparing for battle and also maximally charges all his lasers at full power, and frankly speaking it seems to me that this is another clone Skibidi scientist, because most likely the original scientist would not have risked himself so much, or the scientist has a very grandiose and cunning plan in his arsenal. And judging by the sounds the Battle of the Titans begins, but the camera turns and points us to the nearest laboratory to the main base, where only the strongest and most elite agents have infiltrated. And as we move into the new building we see Plungerman's POV being attacked by a Skibidi hybrid, but to Plungerman's delight his friends Dark Speaker Man and Assassin Drill Man help him. They successfully defeat the hybrid and several other Skibidi toilets that were nearby. But suddenly the ceiling breaks and a very dangerous and insane Skibidi chainsaw comes out to meet the agents. But thanks to Drillman Assassin the agents were able to buy time and escape from him by closing one of the doors in the laboratory they were in. But this was not all the trials that awaited them. Their next serious opponent was a huge Skibidi zombie hybrid. By the way, we also saw him with you about the bottom of the previous episodes. He immediately launches a mad attack on the Titans, but it is good that all agents are maximally prepared, and again thanks to Drillman Assassin, who cut off the arm of the zombie and saved the Dark Speaker Man, the squad began to win. But still the key role in this battle played Clockwoman, who very timely appeared and loaded his gun, thanks to which the enemy was able to freeze and the squad of elite agents just pushed him into the abyss. And by the way, here Camera Woman reminds you again to put a like if you still haven't. Next, TV Woman breaks down another door and the agents move on. They find themselves in a place where Drill Woman is being held and guarded by two elite Skibidi hybrids, as well as three of the same zombie hybrids they recently fought and barely defeated. Our Elite Alliance squad has come face to face with other elite enemy agents, and I don't think they can solve the problem by talking, so they will have to fight again. But in order for the Alliance to have a chance to come out victorious in this battle with minimal losses, the elite Drillman Assassin has signaled Drill Woman to signal for help, in order to be heard by the Titan Drillman. And while the characters utter epic phrases and prepare for battle, Titan Drillman receives a help signal from Drill Woman. He immediately climbs out of the ground and with great fury and speed runs to the place where the signal came from, and that's the end of the 36th episode of Skibidi Toilet Multiverse. And you know, frankly speaking, I've been missing such episodes for a long time. It's not so long and it doesn't have very large-scale fights. The episode looks very easy and literally on one breath. And nevertheless, this episode insanely fuels interest in the next 37 episode, which is likely to be one of the biggest battles of the multiverse. And I will not be surprised that the next 37 episode will be divided into parts, because the DaFuq studio team will have to put a lot of effort to create the next episode. So all you can do to speed up the release of the new episode is to subscribe to their channel and watch some of the latest videos and write a positive comment on the episode. This episode continues the events of the previous episode, so if you haven't seen my analysis of episode 36 yet, be sure to check it out. As I expected, the episode starts with a battle of Alliance agents against two elite Skibidi toilet agents. And in order not to tell you every character move, I'll just say that the first half of this episode is dedicated to this green elite Skibidi agent. This character is a direct reference to the Hulk, because all he knows how to do is destroy and doesn't even try to think, and it's thanks to his stupidity that Dark Speaker Man, Plungerman, Camera Woman and TV Woman managed to defeat him. Or at least they managed to do maximum damage to him, which can't be said about the second elite Skibidi agent. Initially, I had no idea what his abilities might be, but he looks very brutal and is most likely a reference to the Winter Soldier from the Marvel Universe. But as it turned out, DaFuq studio team also hit another character in this character, and I was pleasantly surprised when I found out what abilities he has. And by the way, Drillman Assassin and Clockwoman are fighting with him. As it turned out, this hybrid of Winter Soldier and Toilet also has the ability to release gas, which plunges the characters into a deep trance, and it seems to them that they are in another place and they see all the worst that happened to them. And the 37th episode itself is called Regrets and Nightmares. It's not just words, it's literally what the characters see when they're exposed to this nightmare gas. These abilities are very similar to another mystical character from the Marvel Universe, and you got it right, I'm talking about Mysterio. These moments in this episode reminded me of the scene in the movie Spider-Man where Peter Parker first saw Mysterio's abilities. And it also reminded me of the Spider-Man 2 game on PS5. In case you didn't know, Mysterio was also present, only this time he was fought by Miles Morales instead of Peter Parker. So as a fan of the Marvel Universe, I really enjoyed the scenes that the DaFuq studio team did in this episode. But despite all the nightmares our elite agents saw, Drillman Assassin was able to realize in time that it's not real and even managed to eliminate the enemy under the influence of gas. And yes, if anything, he cut not his ally, because let me remind you, it's all hallucinations. But the Clockwoman couldn't realize what was happening so quickly. She still can't let go of the fact that their main agent Clockman was killed, and it was the Agent Alarm Clockman who did it. But luckily he arrives just in time. Another Drillman agent. And this is a really unexpected turn of events. Let me remind you that this agent last appeared in episode 22, then he also appeared at the most opportune moment and prevented the launch of the missile. And then he started drilling again. Can you believe it? He drilled a passage here for a whole 15 episodes? And you don't think it's weird that he knows exactly where he's going? I think we need to keep an eye on this character. And remember, the last time we saw him was episode 37. Who knows, maybe this character will play a major moment in the history of the Skibidi Toilet multiverse. Write your theories in the comments. Where do you think this character will end up next? And that concludes part 1 of episode 37. Part 2 continues the beginning of episode 36. The 36th episode began with Titan TV Man being the first to discover the main base of the Skibidi Toilet, but he is in no hurry to attack the elite Skibidi agents. First he wants to finish off the Skibidi scientist once and for all. Also, Drill Woman has signaled for help to the Titan Drill Man, and frankly, I thought he would stop at nothing when he got the signal, but part 2 of episode 37 shows otherwise. He happily meets the Titan Speaker Man and Cameraman. But Titan Speaker Man is not very happy to see him for almost destroying Titan Cameraman, and he would have done so if Titan TV Man hadn't intervened in the battle. But it's good that Titan Cameraman stopped his friend in time and we didn't witness a new battle of Alliance Titans. Next we switch to the location where Skibidi scientists battle with Titan TV Man takes place. TV Man is very aggressive and serious. Look what he did to the scientist's assistants for almost injuring him. Yeah, thanks to his ability to open little black holes, he literally sucked his opponents into it. I wonder why he didn't do the same to the Skibidi scientist. It's probably too easy for him and he prefers to stretch the pleasure rather than end the fight so quickly. Meanwhile, the Titan Cameraman flew to the wall of the main Skibidi base, where he was immediately attacked by Skibidi cyborgs. And also one of the elite Skibidi agents got very close to the Titan. Most likely he won't let him near the main base either. But it's hard for me to understand how he with one Glock 18 will stand up to the whole big Titan Cameraman. Although maybe he will use some special bullets or he has some ability that can help him defeat the Titan cameraman. It's hard to answer that question at this point. Then the camera switches again and we see that a big black smoke appears near the Skibidi base, and the Titan speakerman, without thinking for a long time, immediately rushes at it. But I'm sure he had no idea that behind that big black smoke there is something very powerful, armored and scary. But despite all his ugliness, this character still wants to be attractive, and it looks like he started with his teeth. Because look, he wears braces. Even I can't afford braces, but this dude can. Well, kudos. This dude is definitely trying to be the best version of himself. But we also see a Titan of a drill man coming at him, and look at this cool scene that the Dom Studio team took as a reference from Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire. At least for this point in the episode, you can already give it a like, because the scene looks really cool. And that's the end of the first part of this episode. The next part continues the plot of the very same killer robot. Remember how in a recent episode he abruptly changed his actions in reference to some signal that was calling him? Well, as it turns out, he went to Agent Photoman's house, under the pretense of finding out why he didn't go into battle with them. And if I understood what Agent Photoman was saying, I'd tell you, but I don't. And what I was right about was that the character that Agent Photoman was hiding in his house was the girl who is the daughter of Male 07. And as sad as it was to watch that part of the episode, this killer robot killed a Photoman agent for protecting a girl, but luckily she escaped. But she's still not in the safest place, and let's think about what could happen next. I have two options. 1. Either the Agent Male 07 will come to the girl's aid and destroy the killer robot, or the Titan Pencilman will come and destroy the killer robot himself. Write in the comments what you think will happen in the next episodes. And as for the first part of this episode, I'm sure we'll see an epic battle of all the Titans. After all, at the moment they all have at least one serious opponent. And who knows, maybe one of them will be seriously injured, and maybe not all of them will come out victorious from their battles. But as it turns out in reality, we will learn only in the next episodes. And now we've finally reached the secret scene for episode 37. Well, I'll be honest. I didn't expect to see a counter-Titan in episode 37. Those who follow the show know that the counter-Titan survived the fight with the Clockman Titan. And in this scene we see how he began to regain his former Titan body. It took him 2 weeks to fully restore himself and his abilities. But as soon as he did that, a robot comes to him and orders him to go to his master, because since the Titan survived, he has a new task. But the counter-Titan is very angry at the Titan Clockman for what he did to him, so he doesn't listen to the robot assistant and goes in search of the Titans. And I have a theory that eventually the counter-Titan will join the alliance for some reason. Or that this time the counter-Titan will literally be turned to dust so that he can no longer regenerate. But these are just my theories. You can write your theories in the comments, and I will gladly read them. And in the meantime you can watch these videos about the next 74 episode Skibidi Toilet from Mr. Boom.